This is Batur Mountain, located in Bali. And this is me, sitting on the top of it and singing mantra Om.
Oh, such a shame, really. Although I was eco-friendly, minimalist, vegan businessman searching for more ways to improve my already improved self, I'm telling you, I was very suspicious since the beginning about all this spiritual stuff.
But I came to the same conclusion as Nietzsche 150 years ago. The earth has a skin, and that skin has diseases. One of its diseases is called man.
So I was in the state of despair, calamity of my belief system, lack of purpose. I guess this is the main point where spirituality starts to look attractive, because I really thought that should be the answer. Well, the real answer is to go as deep as possible into your despair without any guidelines. But you see, our consciousness is a bitch.
Here is a list of 25 cognitive biases composed by Charlie Munger, which reveal psychology of human misjudgment.
By analyzing my own story and my own decisions, I want to tell you what forced me to turn in the direction of spirituality.
Doubt avoidance tendency, inconsistency avoidance tendency, curiosity tendency, pain avoidance tendency, social proof tendency, stress influence tendency, authority misinfluence, reason respecting tendency.
In other words, your consciousness desperately desires to believe in something. Anything doesn't matter.
We believe in the flying spaghetti monster, which is a deity made of spaghetti and meatballs.
We simply cannot endure long periods of doubt or emptiness. We start to panic. We need some value system. We need some frame. That is our psychological need. And this makes us vulnerable. And all those sages and gurus, they're aware of that.
The great mass of mankind has always been predisposed to marvel at mysterious. And this was especially true at certain historic periods when the secure foundation of life seemed shaken and old values long accepted as certainties could no longer be relied upon.
So that was exactly what happened with me. I realized that as a humanity, as a species, we produce only tons of noise and trash. So what's the point to continue? What's the point of my development? Thus, what's the point of my life? And here it is, very smart social media's algorithms calculated that I'm ready for all this spiritual crap. And due to influence of a couple of my spiritual friends, I finally succumbed and clicked. I was in Bali back then and everything looked like a fairy tale around me. So I was very in the mood of developing the same fairy tale, but inside me.
So I started to watch movies like What the Bleep Do We Know, Samadhi, both parts, Baraka, Samsara. Then I started to read Zen Buddhist books and other spiritual authors. After I started to really believe that everything is just an illusion, product of our consciousness, that I'm a god. It is me who created everything around me, including you, my viewers.
Of course, I started to practice meditation. I went through 25 days of Vipassana retreat. I was freaking serious.
Then I started killing my ego and losing my life by sitting under different trees for 5 hours per day with no purpose. That was hard. That was crazy. Then I started to help to organize different events where I helped different mini-gurus preach their enlightened stuff. I even lived in the spiritual village, far away from any city.
I was making videos for them in order to attract more volunteers for their spiritual sect. And in the end, finally, I started to practice yoga. Such a shame, from A to Z, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. How many crimes I committed against adequacy, against sanity, against rationality. Yeah, but as I said, since the beginning I was suspicious. Even though I was reading lots of spiritual stuff, I was more interested in anti-spiritual books, in nihilism, in denying all this spiritual crap. But I was afraid of it. So many people persuaded me that it is wrong to deny spirituality. You just need to meditate more, and then you will understand. How could I go against them? I thought they knew something. But now, I am ready to go against them. Because any other direction for me will be like step backward.
I beg of you, my brothers, remain true to the earth, and believe not those who speak to you of otherworldly hopes. Poisonous are they, whether they know it or not.
Really, all these poison theories and concepts are so sweet. I don't even want to get rid of them. Because it is so cozy to live in the world of infinite possibilities provided by your consciousness.
But I was lucky enough to meet one guy at the swimming pool who said, if you really want to know why and how spirituality works, check out Robert Greene's books.
I read 48 Laws of Power and Art of Seduction, and I realized that without deep understanding of human psychology and without total acceptance that we are all crazy, irrational, impulsive, emotionally driven animals, one is better not to get involved in spirituality at all. I'm telling you, just because of all the peculiarities of our psyche, we don't want to face the truth of our existence, that life is meaningless in its core. We simply cannot accept that. Not like we don't want, we cannot, it's impossible.
The whole idea of silent mind, of transcendence, created out of fear, out of despair, out of paranoia. It is not the answer, it is just another trap, an obstacle. It is the same as before but with different sauce. Let me show you what do you need to create your own, brand new, modern, spiritual paradigm, based on law number 27. Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. Step number 1. Keep it vague, keep it simple. First, you need to attract attention. Don't do it through your actions. They are too clear and readable. Do it through words. Your initial speeches, conversations, and interviews must include two elements. On the one hand, the promise of something great and transformative.
So meditation is done for the expansion of the mind.
And on the other, a total vagueness.
Like the ancient Indians said, we are living in an illusion or maya.
This combination will stimulate all kinds of hazy dreams in your listeners, who will make their own connections and see what they want to see. Fancy titles for simple things are helpful,
Shavasana,
as are the use of numbers and the creation of new words for vague concepts. All of these create the impression of specialized knowledge, giving you a veneer of profundity. As a corollary to its vagueness,
it's not me, it's the knowledge and the power of that grace that is behind me, which is unseen to your eyes.
your appeal should be also simple.
I'm a simple, small person.
Most people's problems have complex causes. Deep-rooted neuroses, interconnected social factors, roots that go way back in time and are exceedingly hard to unravel. Few, however, have the patience to deal with this. Most people want to hear that a simple solution will cure their problems. The ability to offer this kind of solution will give you great power and build your following. And instead of complicated explanations of real life, return to the primitive solutions of our ancestors,
I am not the body. I am not the mind.
to good old country remedies,
In the Vedic text, this is called the laws of karma.
to mysterious panaceas. Step number 2. Emphasize the visual and the sensual over the intellectual. Once people have begun to gather around you, two dangers will present themselves: boredom and skepticism. You need to amuse the bored and ward off the cynics. The best way to do this is through theater. Surround yourself with luxury. Dazzle your followers with visual splendor. Fill their eyes with spectacle. Use incense for scent, soothing music for hearing, colorful charts for the eye. You might even tickle the mind, perhaps by using new technological gadgets to give your cult a pseudo-scientific veneer.
Living in a big holodeck.
quantum physics,
Inside of your head.
power of thought.
Not only will this keep them from seeing the ridiculousness of your ideas, the holes in your belief system, it will also attract more attention, more followers. Step number 3. Borrow the form of organized religion to structure the group. Create rituals for your followers. Organize them into hierarchy, ranking them in grades of sanctity. Ask them for sacrifices that will fill your coffers and increase your power.
After I came up here, I gave my Hollywood house to Bhagwan, which represented, I guess, a lot of money. Actually, a whole group of us did that.
To emphasize your gatherings' quasi-religious nature, talk and act like a prophet. Next, Step 4. Disguise your source of income. Congratulations! Your group has grown, and you have structured it into a church-like form. Your coffers are beginning to fill with your followers' money, yet you must never be seen as hungry for money and the power it brings. Your followers want to believe that if they follow you, all sort of good things will fall into their lap. By surrounding yourself with luxury, you become living proof of the soundness of your belief system. Guys, it works, I'm telling you. That's how they built it. Followers will copy your each and every move in the belief that it will bring them the same results. And their imitative enthusiasm will blind them to the charlatan nature of your wealth. Step number 5. To keep your followers united, you must now do what all religions and belief systems have done: create an us versus them dynamic. Make sure that your followers believe that they are part of an exclusive club, unified by a bond of common goals. If you have no enemies, invent one. Given a straw man to react against, your followers will tighten and cohere. They have your cause to believe and infidels to destroy.
Life is harsh and distressing, so the person who can spin a fantasy out of oppressive reality has access to untold power. Why? Just look at some differences between the reality and the fantasy.
Change is slow and gradual. It requires hard work, a bit of luck, a fair amount of self-sacrifice, and a lot of patience. A sudden transformation will bring a total change in one's fortunes, bypassing work, luck, self-sacrifice, and time in one fantastic stroke. The social realm has hard-set codes and boundaries. We can enter a totally new world with different codes and the promise of adventure. Society is fragmented and full of conflict. People can come together in a mystical union of souls.
Finally, it becomes crystal clear that the only people who can really get something from spirituality is not followers, but those who preach it. Those who produce all these endless meditation and yoga retreats, courses, books, videos, and movies. For them it's profitable and it works, but not for you. After 2 years of daily meditations, I stopped meditating and threw out all my spiritual books. So my conclusion is that I don't know how it works. I don't know who am I don't know do they right or not. Now I only can believe to myself, but I don't know anything. I'm not in a happy position to clear up all the mysteries of human existence. Hope I was useful for you. Have a nice and wise life.